Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Boxing fans are still not giving Joseph Parker the credit for any of his wins, in particular the last 3 wins. As a result, they're saying that they're not surprised that Joseph Parker isn't going into a title fight or isn't going to be told, like Terrence Crawford is being told, hey, just sit tight. We locked you in to fight Canelo in September. Joseph Parker is not getting any of that kind of feedback saying, hey, sit tight. After Usyk and Dubois fight, you'll get the winner. He's not being told that. Joseph Parker is being lined up for Ajit Cabello. Now, things can change, but some fans are saying the reason why Joseph Parker is not getting any credit for the 3, in my opinion, biggest wins of his career, Wilder, Zhang, and Martin Bakole, is because, one, when he beat Deontay Wilder, Wilder was coming off of a year. Wilder was coming off a year and 2 months of inactivity. So when he got in there with Parker, many people feel that Wilder was the favorite to win that fight, but he didn't win the fight because of just the inactivity and coming into Saudi Arabia and not being acclimated, etc., etc. So they're taking away from Parker's win. Now, I personally think Parker deserves the credit for that win, okay? If you felt that Deontay Wilder was going to knock out Joseph Parker, when he ends up losing to Joseph Parker, you can't come now and make excuses for Wilder, okay? So simple. Parker did what he had to do to get the victory. Now, subsequent to that fight, Parker ended up fighting Zhang, okay? Now, this is the thing. He fought Zhang about 6 months later. Wilder had the opportunity to get in there and fight Zhang. He chose not to. But this is the thing about that fight. I think Parker deserves credit for that win. I do. But some boxing fans are saying, and maybe it's just because what they saw happen to Zhang against Cabello, that Zhang is like a 2-round fighter, and once he shoots his shots and he hurts you, he can't get you out of there, then he's all downhill. Someone even referred to him as a front runner like Zab Judah. He's dangerous in early rounds, but then after that, stamina issues and unravels and mentally breaks down. That being said, they say Joseph Parker doesn't deserve credit for beating Zhang. Zhang is not really that much of a threat. If you got legs and can avoid him the first 2 to 4 rounds, you can beat him by decision. That's what Parker did. I don't agree with that shit. Zhang is a problem. But if you pick Zhang to beat Joseph Parker, and then Parker comes and beats Zhang, you can't come now and start talking about, well, he's only good for 3-4 rounds. We don't want to hear that. Parker did what he had to do. Now you fast forward to this past weekend. Now, of course, I got an opinion on everything that goes on because unlike a lot of people who just comment, the seagulls, they fly in and drop shit off, right? I read a lot. And I watch a lot of videos, especially when I'm exercising. I listen to the videos and the interviews. I listen to what these guys say. So plus with my background, I just have a certain type of awareness that a lot of people don't have. Plus, I don't care who wins a fight. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? If you've been on the channel for a while, you know who my 2 favorite fighters are, and they don't even fight. So I could care less who wins or loses. I'm more interested in what goes on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? The secret society. Those key decision makers that we never see their faces, but the puppet masters. Like, that's the shit that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? How do we get to this point? Anyway, that being said, that's neither here nor there. When it comes to Bakole, they're saying Parker doesn't deserve any credit for the Bakole fight. They're saying there's no way in the world Bakole should have gotten in the ring with Parker. They said that was horrible matchmaking. Now, I'll say this. yeah, Parker had been training 4 or 6 months for Dubois. Parker put on some size in the best shape of his life. But this is what some people are saying. Parker knew all along he was going to fight Bakole. That's why Parker put on an extra like 15, 20 pounds. I'm gonna tell you, I think that's a I think we're reaching. I think we're reaching now when you say Parker knew 6 months out he was gonna fight Bakole. I'll be honest with you. I'm all about the conspiracy theories. I'm all about talking about the secret society. I'm all about taking a peek behind the tent flaps to see what's really going on. But I'm not all about just being dumb. Okay, there was nothing that anyone said or that any decision that would be made that would lead me to believe Parker knew he was going to fight Bakole 6 months out. And that's why Parker put on the additional size. I don't believe that at all. And I'm willing to have a conversation about anything, but that's just one where I gotta dead that. No way in the world does that make any sense on any level. Okay? So moving on. I do feel that Bakole came in last minute. And hey, Parker did what he had to do. But at the same time, I picked Parker to beat him. But majority of people had Bakole winning. So Parker ended up catching him on the top of the head. And of course, I did the video and the shit looked a little weird. But, you know, like I said in the video, I'm not in the ring. You hit somebody, and those people were like, you never boxed a hood champion. You must not know about boxing. Motherfucker, I box. You ask me if I box, you probably never box. But just because I'm not saying what you want to hear in the video doesn't mean that I don't know what the fuck is going on in the ring. Of course, asshole, Bakole got hit with a shot, top of the head. When you watch it from certain angles, it looks a bit weird. But you know, it doesn't have to be super hard. You place it in the right spot, the body will go a different direction. I know because I've seen it happen. Just like hitting somebody in the body. You know, I've told a story about sparring and getting hit with a body shot. A guy I was dominating, and he just happened to throw a straight right, hit me right there in the solar plex, and I was good for like 10, 11 seconds, and then out of nowhere, the air just started leaving my body, like a slow leaking tiny psst, and then the bell rang, and I walked to the corner. It was the last round of sparring, and I could not breathe, and I climbed out the ring, and I went to the door that led to the outside, and I stood up like I was getting air. No one in that gym knew I got the wind knocked out of me. It took me a while to be able to breathe again. That shot, it had a delayed reaction. So I know about punch placement, okay? But that being said, you got to give Parker the credit for beating someone where he was favored to lose. Like, Parker wasn't favored to win that fight. Majority of people had Bakole beating him. And for those of you who are saying, no, that's not true. Okay, well, look at the goddamn, the odds, man. Parker was a plus something. Bakole was a negative something. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Bakole was the favorite to win that fight. But it didn't go that way. But for this reason, they're saying Parker doesn't deserve credit for Wilder because Wilder was inactive and Wilder wasn't a good fighter. That's what people are saying. I don't agree with that. He deserves credit. For Zhang, because Zhang's just like a 1 or 2 round fighter, front runner like Zab Judah. So Parker doesn't deserve credit because he wasn't in any danger after like round 2 or 3, even though he got dropped later in the fight. And then with Bakole, they're saying Bakole, within like a 36-hour period, went from being in the jungle in the Congo to being in Saudi, sleep deprived, and got in the ring and wasn't in shape. So Parker doesn't deserve credit. And they say when you look at those 3 fights, although those are big names, you got to look at just the overall performance and the resistance level that they put forth. It doesn't qualify Parker for a title shot. They say Ajit Kabayel definitely qualifies. And they're looking at Dubois and saying Dubois and Usyk are going to fight next, which is what Usyk wants, what Turkey wants. This is what they're all saying, okay? So I do think Dubois is going that route because for undisputed. But I think Parker deserves more credit than what people are giving him when you talk about Wilder, Zhang, and Bakole. But hey, I'm not the one saying it. I think he deserves credit for those wins. Now, I have a whole way I feel about Parker in other areas. But when we just deal with what he's been able to do with those 3 wins, I mean, I think that would warrant him getting an opportunity. But that being said, you don't always get what you want. But I think people should give the man at least give the man credit, because he did come out here and clip 3 big giants. No matter the circumstances surrounding the victories, he did it. And it's the end of the story. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.